I'm Otmar Ebenhoek, and this is a long overdue Stretchla project update. It's been quite a while since I've updated people, and I think on my last blog I mentioned that I was having trouble getting parts and support, this was years ago, from Tesla for my Stretchla, the parts car for the Stretch Vanagon project. I want to first clarify that actually that hasn't changed a whole lot. Tesla's not being any more helpful with the salvage cars as of yet. But what has changed is that there are so many wrecked Teslas out there, and other people who have helped me learn to hack into the root systems of the Tesla so we can do all the maintenance necessary, all the diagnostics, have our own remote access system. And there's quite a few wrecked Teslas for parts out there. So if you go on eBay, it hasn't been a problem to keep me from using the car. The Stretchla, which I'll show shortly, is still running fine. I drive it around town. I don't take it on longer trips since it's missing its airbags and it's not that safe. But it's been an excellent run around town errand car for up until now. So a few years ago, when I left this project last, I was starting to tear down the Stretch Vanagon chassis and finding various bits of rust and realizing that with the two different colors, I wanted to give it a paint job inside and out. And basically just thinking of all the wonderful things that I could do to it without really remembering my own favorite advice to people that are doing conversions. And that is, if you want to do a conversion of a car. If you want to do a restoration, that's a whole nother project. That's a whole lot more work. So I should have taken my own advice, and over the years, we could write it off to some illnesses and other things that come up. But mostly, I just wasn't motivated to learn and to set up to do body work and to fix all the rust problems and so on. So as a result, about 6 months ago, I saw that there was really still no progress happening. They were just crowding up my shop, and I decided to put the leftover parts of the Stretch out to pasture. And so here we are in my my extra car storing pasture. And if I turn around, there's the front half of the Stretch. You can see it there. There's the Vanagon parts car that I bought for panels to replace the rusty panels in the white car, in the white back half. And there's the back half of the Stretch with its doors and things like that. And while we're here, I'll just point out some of the worst rust that sort of stopped me, and that is down here on the side. You might be able to see these are actually behind the grass. The panel is actually rusted through, so there's perforations. And if we go around inside the van, we may not see it because there's doors. Or you may. Let's see, I'll focus that down there. Maybe. You can see holes all the way through to the road. So when I was thinking of fixing that, replacing the panel, I thought while I'm at it, it'd be easier to fit the battery if the van were a foot shorter. So a friend of mine helped. We cut it in half. That's why it's 2 halves now. And then it sat for, another year, and I finally decided to give up on that. But I still want to do electric camping. So I started looking for fresh Vanagon halves so I could make another Stretch. Found the perfect back half on an auction site in Reno, and had a bid limit that I thought was well above what it was worth. And it went over that. And so I was surprised and thought, well, maybe that's not the thing to do. Maybe it's not time to make another Stretch to do this. In the meantime, I'd been analyzing the insides of the Tesla battery pack because I've been working on some other projects. And I've got some confidence that it would be possible to reconfigure that battery pack to fit under a stock length Vanagon. Like the one you see here in the background is the temporary replacement camper that I bought, because years without a camper I really needed something. And this came up at a really good deal, so I picked it up from a friend, and I've been camping in that for a couple of years. But I didn't want to take that one apart to make an electric camper. That was just, then I'd go months again without being able to camp, and it's perfect season, and I'd be frustrated. And what if it failed again? Maybe this won't work. So the reason for this video is that there's been a bit of a milestone, and that is that yesterday I found an excellent deal on yet another VW camper. This one's a pop-top Westfalia multivan, a 1990. Really exactly what I wanted, because I didn't want the extra weight and the narrower bed of the full camper for the electric setup. Just to watch the weight budget, and just, this is what I thought I'd like. So when this one popped up on Craigslist, actually on Friday, I quickly drove off to Hood River, a couple 100 miles away, and picked it up yesterday and brought it home. And it's in very good shape. So now this is not a restoration project. I mean, it has its, clear coat issues and some minor paint, but that's fine. I'm happy converting it like this and not doing anything more than cleaning it. So it's we'll do a little walk around here. It's a nice donor. It's a really good van, and in the meantime, it's not like I'm going to tear it apart immediately, because now that I have a plan and a project to make this Tesla powered, I can do a lot of engineering and planning before I tear it apart. So if the project doesn't go through, well, I haven't torn up a many $1,000 investment. So I'm really happy with this. It's also the darker blue, which I much prefer over the okay but lighter blue of the one I call Blue Tattoo. So let me show you the inside here. You can see this is the pop-top model, and but it has, in the current setup, it has the two rear-facing jump seats that are easily removable, plus the full 3-person wide bench back here, and it makes for a real cozy space. And I'm really excited. This could be the perfect donor for a electric conversion that I can commit to. So you see in the background, there's the Stretchla. Actually, now that I see it, there's some blue tape where the door handle was. It's run great, but that's one thing that did malfunction, was the door handle. And, if it were under warranty, Tesla would have replaced it. But, it's a wreck. It's a salvage. There's no warranty. And since I don't expect to keep driving it, I didn't replace the door handle. I just put some tape on it. And in the summer, I leave the window open. And in the winter, I go in through the passenger side. So let's see. That's most of it right there. New project. The Stretchla's running really well. I've got 10,000 miles on it now. It started with 5, so that's been really good. I've been doing a project with my friend Kirk Swaney of Shift EV, and we're doing a conversion project for a customer where we're actually taking a brand new Model S and stripping out the components and putting them into a classic car. And at the moment, that's all I can say about it, that it's a classic car, and it'll be a sleeper. You won't be able to it won't be obvious that it's an electric conversion when you get in it until it's running. So doing that, I've had a lot of experience with making the minimal systems on the Tesla, the gateway, the drive system, the battery, and the charger, and all that stuff. Make all that run without some of the extra systems. Like in that car, we've disconnected the radar and the autopilot and the parking sensor and the lights and all these things. We've even spoofed the shift lever and completely disconnected the steering wheel. Spoofed the steering angle sensor with one from GM. In order to, because the Tesla one was too big to hide in the car. So that's been a fun project, and one of the great things that I've learned in that is that it's actually not that difficult to design and machine a custom upright for the suspension. Something that will hold the Tesla hub, the Tesla brakes, the Tesla wheels, but that mounts to the original car's suspension. So on my previous plan for the Stretch, what I call the Stretchla, I was planning to put the whole Tesla suspension under the car. And there were some tricky parts about that, besides making it all fit and connecting it. The one thing that kept coming back to me is that the track is so much wider that the wheels would be sticking 2 or 3 inches out on each side of the van. And that was unfortunate. So my target direction now for this, and you never know, things change, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, is to see if I can make custom adapter uprights. The back should be easy, the front might be a little more complicated, that will accept the Tesla hubs on the Vanagon suspension. And that'll bring the wheels in, it'll make it narrower, and if it works. So that's in the plan. Mounting the motor shouldn't be hard. We have the EVTV example where they've put a Tesla motor in the back of my old Doka that they got from me a few years ago. And it's real exciting to see them burning rubber, running that down the street. Really great. It just gets me more excited to, gotta have a Vanagon running. So I don't see motor mounting being a problem. Battery mounting, that might be tricky. So I've taken a tape measure and done approximate measurements. And my original idea of putting the battery just flush under the van, that still works, but on the shorter van, I can only fit 10 of the 16 sub-pack modules that are in an 85 kilowatt hour pack, which is what this Tesla has. Similar to 100. If I'd have one of those, it would be great, but I don't. So the 10 modules should fit in the original pack. Now I have 6 more left over that I need to do something with. And my approximate checking with the tape measure looks like there's enough room that I could make double-decker lumps on top of the 10 module pack, a 4-pack module in the middle, and then 1 on each side. And those should lift up and fit between the frame rails under a Vanagon. If that works, then that is really exciting because it allows converting of a Vanagon to Tesla power without any structural modifications of the Vanagon, other than welding on the mounts that will hold the battery, but no removal of major structural members. And I think, if that works, that'll be very attractive to other people with Vanagons, and who knows what we'll see. Maybe we'll see a Synchro with a D model under it or something like that. So that's my plan for now. Now, never say never. I don't know how long the enthusiasm for this will carry on. It seems really fun now, and it seems doable, and I'm trying to scale down the scope of the project a lot and not accepting feature creep until I have something basic running. So I hope to pull it off. And if not, well, then the plan will change again. And I just hope that the next update will be in less than 3 years, and and that I'll have something positive to report. All right. If you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.